say doesn't matter. Delivering your message does. Believe in yourself and the difference that you can make. Then, let the flow take control.
Okay, ayan. Isang mainit na Saturday afternoon po sa inyo lahat. My name is Dale, your ENP Entertainment News Portal correspondent. And to give us, or to refresh this warm Saturday afternoon, we have the very fresh and the newly crowned Miss Philippines Earth Water 2020 from the city of Mandaluyong, Miss Gianna Llanes. Hello, Gianna.
Isang makakalikasan hapon po, Sir Dale, and to the rest of the ENP family, thank you so much for having me as your guest today.
Yes. Isa sa mga nakapukaw sa akin from the video we saw earlier is that um you consider yourself as an underdog. Now, can you tell us what is the strength or the hidden strength of being an underdog?
I think the hidden strength of being an underdog is that you want to prove, the people that doubt you wrong, and you strive even harder to make that little group of people that support you. You strive to really prove them right. And I've been saying that since the beginning of my journey. When I realized that I was an underdog, na minsan hindi ako napapansin, talagang pinupush ko yung sarili ko para po sa mga sumusuporta sa akin. And to be honest, right now, being an underdog, this crown tastes even sweeter. This victory is so much more satisfying because I feel like I represented the other underdogs as well, and that we can push through if we really strive for it.
Yes. Okay. Now, Gianna, kwentuhan mo kami in detail dun sa the Miss Philippines Earth 2020 virtual pageant. Starting from, di ba, the opening you have this, you have a costume na angel kayo, di ba? So, tapos the swimsuit round, then the evening gown. How is it become possible na na-attain nyo yung mga yon?
It was tough, Sir Dale. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I mean, for me, I live by myself in one of the top 5 cities with the most COVID-19 cases during the enhanced community quarantine. So, talagang, I got stressed out. I'm not even gonna lie. I got stressed out. Hindi ko alam kung saan ako makakakuha ng gown, saan ako makakakuha ng wings. But thankfully, as I mentioned, I have, even if it's small, just such a good support system. So my wings, originally, it was supposed to be designed by Tito Jonty Martinez. But unfortunately, Tito Jonty couldn't finish it because of the quarantine. So Tito Raj from KF messaged me and found a designer for me. And that was made from recyclable materials within 2 days. I really actually thought po na my wings, my gown, and my swimsuit performance would not get me into the top 5 because I wasn't completely satisfied with it. But it's really all about just being resourceful. It's about remembering your purpose for joining the pageant. Is it worth it? Is it worth all of that stress? And for me, it truly was, because I was representing a tiger city who was going through a difficult time. It's really also strengthening yourself. I said this in an interview before, that I feel like I've grown so much as a woman, even more so than as a beauty queen throughout this journey, throughout this virtual pageant.
Okay, ayun nga. You are representing a tiger city. Totoo naman, Mandaluyong is one of the cities known for celebrating beauty. Yes. Diba? Yes. And what about the during the Q&A, the top 10 Q&A and the top 5 Q&A? How did you prepare for that, given that we have the situation na limited ang galaw natin?
Well, Sir Dale, I knew that I wanted to shine in the Q&A. I think I felt like that was my biggest strength. So I said, I don't want to just rely on my skills or my experience being a TV host and a radio DJ. I want to study. I want to use my passion for journalism. So in preparing for the Q&A, yes, we had KF trainings via Zoom, but Miss Philippines Earth Pasig, Iris Mabanta, lives 5 minutes away from me. So we would see each other maybe like every other day and just throw questions at each other. I also got help from Miss Philippines Earth 2007 at the Jean Harn. Karen Picsho, who was Miss Ecotourism last year, also helped me a lot. Zara Saldua helped me as well. If there was something controversial happening, I would message them immediately and ask them how they feel about it and what they think I should restrict myself from saying as a beauty queen, because I am very outspoken and very opinionated. And I also have a friend who's a paralegal who has experience training beauty queens. So we would hop on Zoom every week for 2 hours, at least 2 hours, ever since the beginning of the pageant. So it was really just a lot of research and a lot of discussions as well, which is something I really stand for. Now, if there is something going on, whether it be within our country or around the world, I make sure to message my parents immediately, or I talk to my boyfriend about it, or my best friends and ask them, how do you feel about this? Because this is how I feel, to really gather opinions and to get more knowledge as well.
Okay. Regarding naman dun sa pagpili ng top 10 semifinalist, is it done advance? Kinontak ba kayo ng carousel or paano yung nangyari during that time?
Well, I'm not sure how much I can say, but all of the reactions that we had that you saw were truly genuine. And ako pa yung huling tinawag sa top 10. So you can see when they called my name, I was panicking because I really didn't think I would make it into the top 10. I mean, there were so many other strong girls that had yet to make it. I was the last one called. So that reaction that you saw was genuine. We did do it in the comfort of our own home. So this is the same studio that we shot the top 10 in, the swimsuit, the evening gown for coronation night, the final Q&A, even the announcement was all done in the comforts of our own home. So I'm not sure if that gave you the information that you were looking for, but my reaction in the top 10, that was really me finding out that I got into the top 10.
Okay, eto pa. Isa sa mga highlight ng Miss Philippines Earth is yung mga medal tally.
Yes.
Kasi 'di ba there are some minor segments aside from the three major segment na magdedetermine ng semifinalists. So ano yung naramdaman mo nung kasi hindi mo yata na penetrate yung mga medal tally ng mga activities ng Miss Philippines Earth, and ano yung naramdaman mo noon at ano yung naging motivation mo to still continue and fight for your journey to Miss Philippines Earth?
Well, before I answer your question, I just want to say maraming salamat, Sir Dale, because I did see your review about my evening gown performance, and that was so kind. That someone acknowledged my performance from the pre-judging and the minor events. Kasi po talagang na-discourage ako. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Na-discourage ako when I didn't get any of the medals and I didn't receive any special award. To the point that I really did want to quit. I messaged Ate Shani, I messaged Roxy, I messaged Tita Rog. Sabi ko, susuko na ako, I'm ready to back out. I was working still at the time, so I said maybe I can just focus on my work and paying the bills, and maybe pageantry is just really not for me kasi kahit anong, performance na binibigay ko, parang hindi ako pinapansin. And I want to give a huge shout out to Ma'am Mylene of Carousel, because she messaged me without knowing that I wanted to quit. And she said, I'm proud of this interview that you did on GMA 7. And I opened up to her, sabi ko, Ma'am Mylene, I really feel like hindi ako napapansin. I'm not sure if this is for me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And she reminded me, the judges might be looking for something else. It doesn't mean you're less of a woman, you're less of a beauty queen. It doesn't mean that your performance wasn't great. You have to remember that out of the 33 girls in every minor event, only 3 girls are chosen. And this was a really strong batch. So as much as I was discouraged, I pushed myself believing that maybe that just wasn't my time to be recognized. And a lot of people also pushed me as well, saying, just wait, wag ka muna sumuko. Hintayin mo na marinig ng mga tao kung gaano ka passionate ka when you speak. So I really just pushed through until the intelligence and environmental advocacy round. And then after that, it all went really great for me now.
Having been the newly crowned Miss Philippines Earth Water, congratulations, because you really deserve that. And I believe soon, the I believe that there will be another strong comeback of Gianna Llanes. So abangan na lang natin 'yon, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Okay, sige. So ngayon punta tayo sa sino si Gianna bilang isang anak or bilang
Oh.
as a daughter?
Well, I want to say hello to my parents because they are watching right now. They've been so supportive through my pageant journey. I think my mom and dad can both agree that ever since I was young, I was just so independent. I lived in Canada until I was around 12 years old. And I think, I mentioned that in numerous interviews that being a Filipina, growing up in a Filipina household, but in a Canadian environment really formed the woman that I am today. I mean, when I was living in Canada, there was a diverse amount of culture, and their acceptance is really everything. You listen to everybody's stories and you accept who they are. And I think that's who I am right now. Bilang anak, I am independent, but I'm also very open to anything that my parents tell me, that my family tells me. And right now, I actually moved out of my parents' house when I was 23, but I started working when I was 18, when I was in college. And my parents never pressured me into that. They never forced me to do anything. But I think seeing how hardworking both of them were as first-generation immigrants in Canada, it pushed me now to work extra hard to provide them with the life that they gave me as well. So I have my goals, and ultimately they're truly for my parents.
Okay, so is Gianna a mama's girl or a papa's girl? Isa lang. And
Sir,
why?
hindi mo ako magtampo. I think, well, that's tough, but I might say I'm a daddy's girl. Oh my gosh, I hope my mom doesn't get mad. But I would say that a lot of my characteristics as a beauty queen really comes from my dad. Going from the bottom up when we lived in Canada, and until now, he actually works in human resources. He's such a people person. Everybody loves him. His employees message me sometimes saying how they really admire his hard work and how he reacts to other people. And that's something that I look up to. So I think I would be a daddy's girl. He taught me how to play basketball. He taught me the basics of driving. And until now, he's been helping me move into my new place. So I love both my parents, but I think my personality is a lot like my dad.
Yes. Okay, so mhm. So having said that, panoorin natin ang mensahe sa'yo, the message, of course, of your loved ones. Okay, congratulations, Gianna. Gia. Ayan.
I'm gonna cry.
There. So hello, G. Congratulations again. So that's your family picture.
Yes.
There. We're so proud of
Oh, my
you.
beautiful mom.
And ayan si Daddy. So we know how hard you worked and all the struggles you had to overcome to win the title of Miss Philippines Water. Yan. And we have Lola. Even without a crown, you are a winner because you did your best and never gave up. And your Lolo, you finished the race with courage, resilience, and grace.
Oh.
And ayan, I think your family or relatives, ever since you were a child, we admired you, your persistence to give more. Ayan. To give more that what was expected from you. Okay. You stretch your capabilities to achieve your dreams. Yeah. Your mindset has always been never say never. Wow, I love that. In your journey to reach your goals, always be grateful to those who helped you along the way and always give glory to God. Okay, and we praise and thank Him for your victory. You know that we will always be your soft place to fall. We love you so much.
Oh.
From your family. Yan.
Wow,
Diba?
thank you.
There.
I'm alone here in the studio. I'm tearing up. Thank you. And thank you to you, Sir Dale, and your team as well. Because, you know, that my family, they're very private people. So for them to even do that is amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Nakakatuwa kasi talagang ginawa nila ng paraan just to create that that presentation for you. Nakakatuwa yung support, nakakatuwa that andyan sila sa tabi mo, nasa likod mo sila throughout your journey. Totoo, they are your backbone.
Yes,
Okay.
and you know what? I just want to add this in. Usually, kasi po when I try out for things and I audition for things, I don't tell my family just because medyo nahihiya ako. I know that they're busy or I'm scared that I'm going to fail. But this pageant especially, they've been my biggest support system. So family group chat namin, they would be talking about pageant events when you know, I didn't even spark the conversation. So their support during this journey has been amazing.
Yes. Okay, so now let's get to know Gianna as a friend. Paano ba maging isang kaibigan si Gianna?
I am the adventurous friend for sure. Alam ng mga kabarkada ko to, as in ako yung talagang nagyayaya, let's go to the beach, let's go climb a mountain. And I really try to, you know, influence my peers to get out of their comfort zones. I think na my friends, you know, growing up in the Philippines, most of them, sometimes they look to me as somebody who has broken out of her shell. And that's what I really want to ignite in my kabarkadas and anybody that I interact with, that you are so much more capable than what you box yourself into sometimes. So I think that's how my friends would describe me. I'm very adventurous, I'm very spontaneous. Sometimes they even say that I'm the life of the party. So yes.
Yeah. Okay, sige. Now, since yun ang nabanggit mo, syempre, ang pinakahigit na nakakakilala sa iyo talaga, 'di ba nga ang sabi nila, there is what you call self-assessment as who you are. Pero there is also an assessment na yung ibang tao naman ang makakakita at makakapag-judge sa iyo kung sino ka na talaga. And to validate that, of course, here's some of our some videos that we have collected. Let's watch it.
Hi babe, kamusta? So, it's been like 2 weeks since you won Miss Philippines Water, and I just want to let you know consistently that I'm very, very proud of you. You may have thought of yourself as an underdog, pero kami that believe in you, hindi namin inisip yun. And somehow, your victory as Miss Philippines Water, medyo expected na namin. Na pag aabot ka hanggang dulo. We love you, I love you, and always remember, I will always be supporting you.
Hi Gianna, I just want to say congratulations and I'm very proud of you. I just wish you a ton of energy and dedication as you serve us as our Miss Philippines Water. I just wish you lots of good luck, and always remember that we're here. I never doubted you from the beginning because I know what you're capable of, and I know that you have the goods and you will deliver. I love you and I wish you all the best. See you soon.
Gianna here to Philippines World Water 2020. I know you will be having a wonderful race and exciting time for coming and not blaming it. Love you. I'm always one message away.
Hi Gianna, congratulations for winning. Now the earth can see how beautiful you are. I love you. Mwah, mwah.
Hi G! Congratulations! My Miss Earth Water Queen! Oh, yeah! I'm so proud and happy for you. You know naman how much I love you. And I saw all your hard work every step of the way, and you deserve it. I'm really, really happy you're making your dreams come true, and at the same time helping Mandaluyong, the community there, and of course now you have a bigger stage, a bigger platform, more people to help, and of course continue sharing that smile and love.
Hello to our newly crowned Miss Philippines Water. To be honest, ate, I was really emotional when they announced you as the new Miss Philippines Water kasi syempre, I had so many memories with that crown and I would really miss that. And I know that you're responsible enough. You're so beautiful and intelligent as well. And I hope to see you again soon, maybe sa Carousel Mansion na lang. And please know that I am just here to support you and your advocacies. Have a great reign, ate. God bless you.
There.
Well, thank you
Okay.
so much for that.
So, what can you say to those people who greeted you?
Well, for me, I always, doubted if pageantry was something that I was built for. So to have, best friends who are pageant fans or beauty queens themselves, it's still so surreal to me, Sir Dale. So I don't want to, I'm trying not to cry. I'm a very emotional person. But maraming salamat to everybody in that video for taking the time and for supporting me through my journey as well. I mean, lahat sila, I would message them when I would doubt myself during Miss Philippines Earth, and they're the reasons that I kept pushing forward.
Yes. And kung hindi man kalabisan, although wala naman kami prepare para dito, we would like to know who is Gianna as a girlfriend.
I make sure that I am an empowered woman, and when I say that in my relationship as well. I know na dito sa Pilipinas, sometimes there's still a mold that women should stay in the house, that women need to take care of the family, need to take care of the children. I am so lucky because my boyfriend actually was born and raised in California, but in a very Filipino household as well. So a lot of our viewpoints about life in general are the same. And when we first started dating, I told him that you will allow me to have my career, that you will allow me to have a say in our decisions, and that we are going to be equals in this relationship. My partner now, my boyfriend, is 5 years older than me. So I make sure as well that, that age gap is nothing, that we, as I mentioned, are equals. And I think that's me as a girlfriend. I'm very sweet as well. I'm the affectionate one. I love to give surprises. I love to get to know, the circle of my partner. But ultimately, I make sure to stand my ground as a woman in the relationship.
Ayun. So, ayun si Gianna, mga kaibigan, as a daughter and as a friend, and of course, as a girlfriend. Now, G, kamusta kasi di ba you are also a DJ. So, kamusta ang buhay or kamusta ang isang DJ, Gianna?
It's amazing. I love it because, as I mentioned, I'm very outspoken. I am very opinionated, and radio gives me the avenue and the platform to do that. Lalo na po ngayon, we read a lot of news on air, and I am so lucky that I can talk to people that I don't know and hear their thoughts as well. Something I encourage always as a DJ, I tell them, if you have thoughts about what's going on in the news, call us up, let us know how you feel, because we want your voice to be heard too. So as a radio DJ, of course, I love music, I love the musical aspect of it, but ultimately I'm so lucky with my profession because I do have that avenue to speak out.
Okay, follow-up question. With that answer, in this time, sa panahon na ito, how is freedom of speech or freedom of expression really significant?
Well, I studied journalism in Ateneo. That was my track for AB communication. And ultimately, more than ever now, when we are in this pandemic, when we are at home and we do not have access, to talk to our neighbor and ask them what's going on, expressing how you feel is so important. Not only is it good for your mental health, but it also allows you to truly feel like a member of society. That may be a little too deep to say, but here in the Philippines, we're in a democracy. So we should be having a say on what is going on in our country. With this pandemic kasi, we feel like wala tayong motions, wala tayong movement, or we're just stuck in a box and we're limited to that box. Pero expressing what you say will get you out of that. Will get you out of that box and connect with your country, the people all around the world. It is so important to truly express your opinions, and we need to exercise that right.
Yes, I definitely agree. That's constitutional. Okay, karapatan. It's a right. Okay. Now, so we're reaching the first 30 minutes of our live chat interview. So before we proceed to the second half of our interview, meron tayong pag-game, simpleng pag-game. Now, the first game, or the game one, is about BEKI Translate.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So, may ano kasi, mayroong tawag dito, mayroong trending sa Instagram na parang laro na tinatawag na BEKI Translate. So, we will be giving BEKI words or Gay lingo. Then you will translate it into words that we are using every day.
Okay.
So, bibigay kami. I'll be giving you 5 seconds to answer each of the items. This is from 1 to 12. Okay? So, tingnan natin ang vocabulary ng magaling na DJ Gianna sa BEKI language. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start our BEKI Translate. Let's have the first word. Jubis. Or majubis.
First of all, Sir Dale, Tagalog is my second language, so for this, I don't know, like malinis.
Okay. The answer is mataba.
Oh my goodness.
So, when you say majubis, majubis siya. Mataba siya, ganon.
Majubis. Okay.
Yeah, jubis. Okay. Let's have the next word. No coaching, please.
Ay, wala pong tao dito. AIDA.
Okay. AIDA. Okay, clue. All are capital letters.
AIDA, like yes, AIDA, fierce. Am I
right? Let's have the translation. Okay, it's free. Yeah.
Okay.
Ayan, kapag may mga inaasar na nag-aasaran yung mga bekla natin, mga BEKI friends na, naku, na AIDA yan, mga ganon.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So, ayan na, nadagdagan ang vocabulary mo.
Yes.
Okay, next. Ito medyo madali to, baka alam mo siya. Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones na ako.
Gutom.
Okay, tingnan natin. Yes. Tom Jones is gutom. Very good. 1 point.
Okay.
Next. Ito medyo mahirap. Okay, KOTA KINABALU.
Well, I have been to KOTA KINABALU before. Does it relate to the place? KOTA, like KOTA ka na.
Okay, tingnan natin. Yes, KOTA. Kumota ka na. Di ba? Kapag pag nasa work ka, meron kang KOTA, ganyan. Ayan. KOTA KINABALU.
KOTA
Next.
KINABALU.
Ito napakadali. Ayan.
BEKI,
BADAF. Okay. Of course, it's gay. Ito next. Jutay. Or Juts.
Jutay, like Jutay, patay. I don't know.
Okay, Jutay or Juts means small or maliit.
Oh my goodness. I need to study this. Okay.
Next word. BORTA.
I read this before, pero hindi ko maalala. BORTA. As in bored? Bored. Boring.
Okay, the answer is malaki ang katawan. BORTA macho. Ganon. Malaki katawan. Our next. Ito naman. CHANDA ROMERO.
CHANDA ROMERO. Hindi ko alam.
Okay, nandun din sa word. Chan. Honey.
Yes! Okay.
CHANDA ROMERO. Next. DAKS.
DAKS, like Batak? DAKS? Batak?
Okay, tingnan natin. Tama ba siya? Malaki. So, pagka-jutay, maliit. Pag DAKS, malaki. Pag BORTA, malaki katawan.
Okay. So you're referring to something specific. Alam ko na yung answer din. Okay. I get it.
Okay, ito. Next. Janet Jackson. Uy, mag-Janet Jackson ngayon.
Mainit.
Okay, tingnan natin. Very good. Mainit. Janet Jackson. Next. Ito, baka alam mo to. ERNA.
Near. Malapit na.
Malapit na. Tingnan natin.
Oh my God.
Upo.
Grabe. This is the whole language.
And the last word is Alanis Morissette. It's in the word. It's within it.
Ulan.
Yes, umuulan. So the counterpart of Janet Jackson is Alanis Morissette.
That's
okay.
Amazing. You know what? I try to read mga posts ng gay lingo sometimes kasi maraming chismis. Pero I get through the first sentence lang.
Yeah. Well, actually, hindi din ako ganun kaano sa gay lingo. Hindi ako ganun ka well-versed sa yun nga, sa gay lingo. Pero nakakaintindi ako ng mga simple words gaya ng mga binigay naming example. Okay. So before we proceed to the next segment, you'll be answering the top 10 questions of your fellow top 5 candidates. Tingnan muna natin yung mga nag-comment sa ating live. Ayan, ang dami na pala. Wait lang. Ayun. Okay, from Shelo Macapagal Salgado. Thank you
Lola!
for Yes, thank you for the live chat with Miss Philippines Water 2020, Gianna Llanes. Praying for Chairman Ben and Madam Cora Abalos healing from COVID-19.
Yes.
Ayan po, our prayers din po for their healing.
Yes,
Then,
yes.
ayan, Janine Lanags. Janine is watching. Hello, Janine. Kamusta na?
I want to give a fast fact lang. During the pageant, I told Janine, please send me a question every single day, a political question. So I know I can practice and I know how to answer it. So she really did it. Helped me so much with my Q&A.
Wow, well, job well done, Janine. Mahusay. Mahusay naman talaga yung si Janine. Okay,
Yes.
ito. Ito, super close din sa'yo nito. Si Romel. I love you, Gianna. Naiiyak ako sa'yo, Gianna. Margarita Llanes. Naiiyak daw siya.
You know what? I actually met Romel through Arian Kalingo, who was Miss World Philippines first princess during Fiona's year. So I'm so lucky that we got to meet because he's been such a huge support during my pageant.
Yes, and we have Marielle Floresca. Ayan, saan daw ang paring light, Kuya Dale? Ayun. Thank you sa nag-sponsor ng ring light. Maraming salamat sa nag-deliver. Okay, from Romel again, ang fresh naman ito. Yan. From Ferry Allison Elo. Hello, Miss Gianna. Congratulations po.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we have Melania Mamawag. Talented, smart, stunning, and so pretty Miss Philippines Earth Water. Gianna Llanes, very, very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
From Elisa Macapagal, super gandang bata. Congrats again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you po.
Again, from Romel, Q&A for me is her strength. She talks with so much passion and facts.
Oh, thank you.
Ayan. From Great Jayos, hello. From Alisa May Oplenda, hi, Gianna Llanes. Again, from Great Jayos, been jumping around random live videos. It was quite the adventurous. I guess this is my new destination. From James Pahati, hello, Gianna Margarita Llanes.
Hi.
Ayan, from Romel, ang ganda ni Chrissy at Isabella.
I agree.
Then, from Janine Lanag, surprise, ate. Ahaha. Ayan, Shane is watching. My Gianni.
I love her so much. I miss her. I want to see her soon.
From Melania Mamawag, kakatuwa ka, so cute. From Ryan Arambulo, hi, Idol Gianna. And from
my boyfriend.
Si Boyfie. Hello. Thank you for watching. And from Joshua Von de los Santos. So pretty, will deserve. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so
there
much.
There you have it.
You.
So let's move on to the top 10 questions of your fellow top 5 finalists in the Miss Philippines Earth 2020. Let's start with the question given to Miss Philippines Ecotourism 2020, Eliza Mendoza. Okay, so the question is, the pandemic has forced us to make changes to our everyday activities. As an advocate of the environment, what changes have you made?
I think that the biggest lesson that I've learned during this pandemic is that our time here on Earth is finite. So we need to use every single moment to live in harmony with nature. The biggest change that I've made during this pandemic is I used more of my time to help out my community by distributing relief goods through nonprofit organizations and delivering meals to medical frontliners. It showed me that in order to conquer and triumph over the COVID-19, we really have to work together.
Yes, wow. Okay, that's the second one. Given to Miss Philippines Fire 2020, Shane Tormes. Many notice that the Earth seems to have recovered during the time of pandemic. What are your thoughts?
Well, indeed, here in Metro Manila alone, 70% of air pollution decreased during the enhanced community quarantine. But I think that we have to remember while the earth is healing, more and more lives are being taken by the COVID-19. And we have to find a compromise where we can take care of Mother Earth while also being able to take care of humanity. It's all about making diligent decisions and remembering that our small actions can create bigger, positive, beautiful reactions. So we must seize those opportunities.
Okay, ang ganda, ang ganda. Now let's have the question given to Miss Philippines Air 2020, Patricia Santos. Okay, so if you were in the position to help those who were affected by the pandemic, which sector would you give assistance to? Would it be the frontliners or the ones who lost their jobs?
Well, indeed, I'm aware that in both situations, both groups of people need help. But during the quarantine, I was working with nonprofit Protect the Frontline to deliver meals with our medical frontliners. I believe that they are our unsung heroes and they have sacrificed so much of their time and some of them their lives to help their fellow Filipinos. So we must acknowledge, applaud, and contribute to their efforts as much as possible.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Romel, ang husay, Romel. Romel is one of my closest friends.
I
And
know,
also
he
Jenny.
told me. He told me. That's awesome.
And the last question given to Roxy, the Miss Philippines Earth 2020. What is your take on social distancing, wearing of mask, and washing of hands more often?
Well, as we're easing into the new normal, we need to remember that during this pandemic, hundreds of thousands of lives have been defeated by the COVID-19. So social distancing, wearing our masks, and washing our hands are just small things that we can do to truly flatten the curve. Again, as I've said earlier, we can conquer this pandemic together if we really work hard on it and provide our simple efforts.
Okay, now having those answers, those amazing and impressive answers, did you have the feeling during the top five and yung tinatawag na nga kayo elemental queens going to the title of Miss Philippines Earth, do you have that feeling na akin to?
I did have that feeling. I was fourth to be called. Not a lot of people know the technical way that they made us do the top 5 Q&A, but I didn't hear the 3 people prior to me. I only heard Atashani's answers because I was fourth and she was the 5th one. I was confident in my answer, but I also knew that the other 4 women in the top 5 with me were so strong. And I trained with them. I trained Q&A with them with KF. So I knew that may mga baon rin sila. A part of me felt akin to, but I also knew that I had competition and I wouldn't be mad if it wasn't mine.
Yes, and I think you are already celebrating. Nag-sink in na sa'yo that you are Miss Philippines Earth Water 2020. Okay. Now, eto gusto kong tanungin. Recently, may nakita kong photo nasa Facebook that you are doing a charity with I'm sorry, ang aking pusa ay maingay. So, yes. So, may charity kayong ginawa with Miss Pasig, Iris Mabanta, no? Nakakatuwa kasi just days after you are being crowned as Miss Philippines Water 2020, action agad, in action application agad makikita mo the significance and relevance. Can you tell us the charity you've done with Iris?
Well, even before the coronation, Iris and I told each other that we want to start a foundation, whatever it is. We want to help our fellow Filipinos because, as much as we love the glitz and glamour of pageantry, we join to use our voices. We're both speakers, and we join to help other people out. I think her and I, we both went through that experience of being an underdog. This is her first pageant, so I helped her throughout some of the parts of the pageant as well, where she had her self-doubts. And we strengthened each other and noticed that we can strengthen other people as well. So we are starting an initiative. We are going to release it next week called Bughaw. And what we aim to do, well, we've done it for 2 locations already. We're just going to distribute relief goods to the Filipinos that need it the most. Our very first efforts were to the fire victims of the Barangay Addition Hills fires. And then 2 days ago, we also were able to visit the DSWD centers within Mandaluyong of children that were found on the streets during this pandemic. It was absolutely incredible to hear their stories, and that's what motivated Iris and I to push forward and eventually do relief operations even outside of Metro Manila.
Ayun, narinig ko yung, what do you call that, what you did on the street children sa Mandaluyong, the help you've done to them. Gusto ko malaman yung opinion mo about dun sa, kasi one place here in Metro Manila is having a strict community quarantine. So, those children na nakikita outside na loitering, ang parurusahan daw ay parents.
Yes.
Or ang bibigyan ng sanction is yung mga magulang. What is your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, I do think that the parents should also take responsibility for where their children are going and for the safety of their children. But when I visit Bahay Pag-asa, specifically in Mandaluyong, my eyes were open because every single child there had a different story. One that really moved me was this teenage boy who walked during this pandemic all the way from Bicol to Mandaluyong because his father had passed away and he was looking for his mom. I think that when making a decision of the consequences that these children have to face, you have to hear out their stories. Children are very vulnerable. They're still figuring things out. Even me at 25, I'm still figuring things out. So when it comes to punishment, we have to find out the proper way to reinforce behavior.
Okay, may nagpapatanong actually, tinatanong ni Tito Rog, ilang taon ka na daw?
Tito Rog, that was his first question to me after coronation. I am 25, so I turned 25 last February 28.
Ayun. So, the follow-up question there is, mag-join ka daw ba soon in the near future ng isa pang bonggang pageant, isang national pageant?
Well, as I mentioned, Sir Dale, earlier, I never even thought that I would find success in pageantry like this, like actually receiving a crown at a national pageant, because I've always been a pageant fan, but you saw the pictures of me when I was a kid. I was so awkward. I always had the bowl cut. Until now, I still have problems, sitting upright. Hi, Tita Raj. I still wear basketball sneakers and sweatpants everywhere. But I think that what I have embraced about Philippine pageantry is now they really value what a woman has to say and her confidence and the change that she's going to make. So I think I'm going to just really enjoy my reign as Miss Philippines Water. And if I feel like I'm not fulfilled yet, or if I have more work to do, then perhaps I will join another pageant. But I know I need to start training as soon as now. So I'll prep for that.
Ayan. So, pwede naman pala pagsabayan while you are accomplishing to be the Miss Philippines Water 2020. Pwede naman pala pagsabayan. Tito Rod, siya na po nagsabi, pwede na daw po siya mag-training. Tito Rod. Well, I definitely agree na tawag dito. If in the near future, why not give a try?
Yes, well,
Why
and you
not
know
give?
what, Dale, I actually have also been thinking about joining in Canada. I think it would be really cool to have a Filipino Canadian representing Canada. So we'll see how this year goes.
Okay, Canada, sige. Andito ka na sa Pilipinas eh, ikaw naman. Ah,
Yes.
ikaw naman. Pero sige, kung ano yung iloloob ng puso mo, mapa-Canada man or Philippines, ang puso ng marami ka nang napukaw ng mga puso ng mga Pilipino. So
Yeah.
definitely the support will go whether in Canada or here in the Philippines. Pero mas maganda syempre if we will have you here in the Philippines
Of
representing,
course.
wearing the sash of our country and waving our flag in the
Of
international
course.
arena.
That would be the dream. That would be a dream come true.
Yes. Salamat, salamat, salamat. Okay, sige. Eto. Um, if tawag dito, given a chance, kasi di ba may niluluto na kayong charity ngayon, and one of your advocacies na pinakita na talagang natutuwa ako during the Miss Philippines Earth is that you go school to school. So, in what extent, kung ginagawa yung charity ngayon, in what extent would you do that for possibility na ma-infiltrate nyo yung mga school, especially public schools, kahit lang dito sa NCR?
Yes, well, I have already been talking to the Department of Education on how I can digitize my presentation, which is my natural disaster know-how. So it is accessible to public school students everywhere. Lalo na ngayon, because they're not in a physical classroom, it's still important to keep the youth aware of what's going on and how they can play a part in helping out with this pandemic and the aftermath of it as well. I actually was able to give a talk very recently to a school in TIYAN about my natural disaster know-how. So it really just shows that everything can be digitized now and these presentations can be virtual. So yeah, I'm talking about it with the Department of Education. Hopefully it's something we can pursue very soon.
Ayun, bilang isang Pilipina na may puso sa mga kabataan, gusto kong malaman about your opinion on the opening of classes on August 24.
Yes.
Having with this kind of situation, what is your thoughts about that? Ano yung opinion mo? Dapat bang mag-push through or dapat there should be something to be reconsidered by the Department of Education?
Well, education for me is so important. If it were up to me, every single child in the world would be going through school because, you know, that really sets the future of our society. And talking to some of my friends who are still students, they still, parang they want to get back to learning. So I understand the Department of Education wanting to resume classes in August. I'm actually part-time an English teacher online. So I do know the effects of online classes. I know it's not as great as being in a physical classroom, but if that is an option where children can learn while still staying safe and staying away from the COVID-19, then that is definitely something that the Department of Education should pursue, only if they can ensure that everybody, no matter what your social status is, will have enough resources. So that's my stance on it. I actually like the idea of online learning, especially now because you want to still keep these children safe while pursuing their education. But I feel like, the government should definitely look into providing everybody with the proper resources.
Kailangan resources.
Yes.
Resources. To make it possible kasi wala talagang face-to-face na mangyayari.
Yes.
Okay? Now, we have a question here from our viewer, from Romel Santos of Maguindiado. I just want to ask, how do you feel about people saying you look like Queen MJ Lastimosa?
I'm still shocked by it. I mean, I would get that before, but she's so beautiful. She's so perfect. So I'm so flattered by that compliment. It's the best compliment that I could get. MJ is absolutely gorgeous. And I really look up to her as well. Even last week, I was watching some of her interviews, and I love her personality. So I'm so flattered, and sobrang nakakataba ng puso, but it's still shocking to me.
Okay, ayun. Well, actually, there is a resemblance talaga. And malay natin, di ba? Baka makita talaga natin sa isang international arena ang ka-look-alike ni MJ Lastimosa. Okay, ang sinisigaw ng pangalan niyang Gianna Margarita Llanes. Di ba? Nasa kanya yan kung Canada or Philippines yun.
Yes, of course, representing the Philippines would be my number one priority. I am full Filipina. My heart is Filipina. So I've been looking, of course, into Philippine pageants, but I've also been exploring because I feel like I would love to represent the Filipino community of Canada as well. That's actually one of my options in the beginning when joining Miss Philippines Earth. I said, should I represent the Filipino community of Canada or Mandaluyong? But Mandaluyong has been my home for the past few years, and everyone there is so supportive.
Yes, and ito gusto ko malaman ha, kasi you're a DJ, of course, you are somehow naging part ka ng media. What is your thoughts about what happened to ABS-CBN?
It's honestly heartbreaking because ABS-CBN was my first home. I was a UAAP courtside reporter, season 77. I was a mixed VJ. My very first bank account was in ABS-CBN. And I was the very first courtside reporter of Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, which is shown on ABS-CBN. So a lot of the people who have lost their jobs are my friends. For those that want to critique the government's decision, I advise them to look into the background of it because there are some legal aspects to it. But when making a decision like this, first of all, yes, we're thinking about everybody's job. So I hope that our leaders can provide the people that are unemployed because of the franchise renewal rejection. I hope that our government can provide them with alternatives so that they can still have income to feed their families. But also, we have to remember that during this pandemic, as I mentioned earlier, we rely on the media so much because we can't go out and talk to our neighbor and ask for information. World Media Day was in May, and I remember the United Nations saying that as we are fighting this invisible enemy, we turn to the media that much more because that's where we get accurate information. So it's heartbreaking, and I hope that it can be resolved soon when it comes to still being able to disseminate enough news and information to people that rely on ABS-CBN, and when it comes to providing those who lost their jobs with new occupations to still be able to provide for their families.
Yes, thank you very much for that very, very sincere and honest answer. Now, it's about the pandemic. Tsai Ing-wen, the prime minister, I think the leader of Taiwan, Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, and Angela Merkel of Germany. Those are the powerful leaders, women leaders around the world that had battled the COVID-19 successfully within their country.
Yes.
What do you think is the quality of a woman leader that is very efficient and very it is something to be recognized?
Women naturally are nurturers, and I think that's the ultimate quality of a women leader in this pandemic, is that they're able to put themselves in the positions of the people who are mourning the loss of their loved ones because of the COVID-19, of the frontliners who are working extra hours to save lives, and they're able to put themselves in the position of those who have lost their jobs. So these women leaders, because they're nurturers, they want to, as I mentioned in my final Q&A, show that compassion to the people. That is their priority. And I think that's why those countries who I've been following as well, Taiwan, New Zealand, Germany, have found success.
Yes. And so before I give you the floor to promote again your advocacy, the donation drive, if you are supporting a donation drive right now and your social media accounts, basahin muna natin yung mga ilang comments na humabol. Okay. So, we have, mhm. Okay, from trash bag fashion lover. Hi, how are you? Will you wear a trash bag now?
Ooh, why not if it's fashionable, right?
Yes. Di ba? You have this in Miss Philippines or the trash to class. Why not, di ba?
Yes.
From Shane, again from your ate Shane. See you at the end of this month.
Yes, I'm excited.
And thank you. Nanonood din po sa atin ngayon si Miss Philippines Earth 2007, Miss Jean Harn. Hello, Miss Jean. Sabi niya, hey, gorgeous. And hi, Tito Dale also. Thank you, Miss Jean. Thank you for watching. Ayan. Ayan si Tito Rog kanina. And of course, si Janine. Ayan, sabi ni Janine, isa pa. Isa pa. From Melania Mamawa, napakatalino mo, Gianna. All the best. God bless you now and always.
Thank you.
From John Ezekiel Laura, go for Miss Grand International 2022. Pwede. Okay. Ayan. So from Romel again, I'm proud of you always.
Thank you.
And again, sa kanya uli galing, from Romel, seeing you with the crown after all the emotions you felt, I am proud of you, super proud of you. Nakakakilig, may crown ka na. I've always seen you as queen since we met sa Wildflower.
Yes. Yeah, we met in Rockwell.
Okay. And of course, we have from Reich, Aluja Ulzoron. Congratulations, winners. Congrats, Gianna. And I think this is your mom, Ria Salgado Llanes.
Yes.
Okay, great question still. Thank you po, Mami. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting your beautiful daughter here.
You know what? I look exactly like my mom. If you can see her picture, we look exactly alike. So a lot of my personalities from my dad, but most of my looks are from my beautiful mother.
Yes, I agree. And your mom looks like a queen. Para siya yung mga beauty queen, yung mga past beauty queens natin. Kapag hinilera may beauty ni mama mo doon, talagang siya, mapagkakamalang siyang beauty queen. Okay. So sige, Gianna, now I give you the time to promote your advocacy again. Your donation drive, kung meron ka sinusupportang donation drive, maybe within the city of Mandaluyong. And your social media. Saan ka namin pwedeng ma-follow? Saan ka namin pwedeng ma-add? Saan ka namin pwedeng ma-like? Saan ka namin pwedeng ma-stalk?
Well, before anything, marami pong salamat sa Entertainment News Portal for inviting me for this interview today. Maraming salamat for those heartfelt videos. I'm still so overwhelmed that this is happening, and people in pageantry know who I am. It's absolutely incredible as a pageant fan. So maraming salamat po. And I continue to thank my family and my friends who always are supporting me in everything I do, not just in pageantry, but in every little thing. Pati sa pagbili ng furniture, andyan sila to root for me. So maraming salamat. Thank you to the pageant community for accepting me with open arms. Amidst all of my insecurities, you have made me feel like I am capable of being a great beauty queen. So maraming salamat rin po. For those that are following my journey, I promise that I will make my Miss Philippines Water year as fruitful as I can. So please do continue to support Protect the Frontline, the nonprofit organization where you can donate to medical frontliners in your areas. Just go on their website, www.protectthefrontline.com. It is so easy, and you can donate anything, no matter if you feel like you have nothing. I am sure that every little bit of an effort will go a long way. please continue to support Panta with COVID project as well. That's the youth-led organization that I'm also distributing relief goods with. You can check out their Facebook page on how you can donate. And next week, or this upcoming week, I will be releasing Book How, which is my initiative with Miss Philippines Earth Pasig Iris Mabanta. And we'll be starting fundraisers on there very soon. In fundraising, we will, distribute relief goods to the marginalized communities while also making sure we support local businesses and our fellow Filipinos who are having struggles financially right now. So please do check that out. And for updates about Bughaw and when it's going to be released, you can check out my Facebook page. My personal page is Gianna Margarita Llanes. So if you want to message me anything, just head on over there. Gianna Llanes is my official page where I do have an online podcast show with international queens. It's called Grow with G. You can check out some of my episodes where I interview Miss Earth Canada, Miss USA, Miss Earth Australia. So do check that out on my Facebook page, Gianna Llanes. Please catch me on my Instagram as well. That's at Gianna Llanes. I have a YouTube. It is called Gianna Llanes. My last vlog was from last year, but I promise I'll upload something new very, very soon. And I'll also be releasing a podcast within next month. So please watch out for that. And again, maraming salamat to all of you for watching today and for joining me.
Yes, ayan, maraming salamat po sa lahat. And ayan, Tito Rog, kumpleto Tito Rog. Advocacy, charity drive, donation drive, initiatives, perfect na, pwede na uli, pwede na isabay. Okay, so again, gaya po na si Gianna, maraming salamat to all the viewers who's with us from the start till the end of this live chat interview. Okay, before that pala, may humabol tayong isang comment. Gusto ko lang siyang i-stress out. Si Gerson, ayan, go Queen Gianna Margarita Llanes, we will always support you whatever happened. Gerson is actually an SK of Mandaluyong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and
So,
he
ayan.
actually joined me, Iris and I, for one of our relief distribution efforts. So I was able to, see him in person, and he's very, very kind.
Yes, definitely. Totoo, Gerson. Kilala ko na mabait na bata. Okay. So ayun po mga kaibigan, maraming salamat po sa mga nanood from the start till the end of this live chat interview. Gianna, thank you so much for this beautiful and refreshing afternoon. Pinaliwalas mo ang mainit naming tanghali.
Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
And please don't forget to follow us, our official social media accounts, our official Facebook page, Entertainment News Portal. Just type on the search engine of your Facebook Entertainment News Portal. And please don't forget to follow, subscribe, or like our official Facebook page. And our official website is www.entertainmentnewsportal.com and our official YouTube channel at Arvin Cabachete. By the way, this live chat interview is simultaneously broadcast on our official Facebook page, on our official website, and on our official YouTube channel. And of course, we have 3 platforms kung saan nyo pwedeng mapanood yung mga live chats namin. And if you miss some of our live chats interview, pakibisita lang po ang aming Facebook page or our official YouTube channel. Nandun po lahat ang mga ganap, ang mga interviews namin sa mga queens. Okay? And by next week, we are actually arranging, or we are having a conversation with the newly appointed KF Baguio team. And so hopefully by next week, we will be having the queens lined are tama, yung mga naka-line up na queens ng Baguio City, ng province nila for a live chat interview. So we are actually having a proposal dun sa kanilang pinaka leader. Okay? So ayun lang po. So abangan niyo po sa aming official Facebook page of announcement namin kung sino ang susunod naming interviewin in the next days. And again, this has been your ENP Entertainment News Portal correspondent Dale. And again, in this time of uncertainty, lahat po tayo ay iisa. So, magtulong-tulong po tayo. Let's follow all the safety protocols and stay at home, stay safe, and of course, let's aim for the normal, not the new normal. So, of course, we heal as one, sabi nila. That's it, everybody. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. Thank you very much, Gianna. Goodbye, and God bless.